Everyone, it's Art with Kat, and today we're going to tell a story of an amazing creative artist who was born in Brooklyn in 1960 and only lived till the age of 27, an age that mysteriously defines the end of a long list of creative geniuses, both artists and musicians. We're going to concentrate on Jean-Michel Basquiat, short, amazing life, and his artistic genius. At the age of 8, he was making cartoon like characters inspired by Hitchcock movies, automobiles, and Mad magazine illustrations, always painting life. In 1969, unfortunately, his parents separated, and this was a big mark of sort of the change in Jean Michel's sort of behaviors. Jean Michel took to art at an early age and was encouraged by his mother, who was also a great artist herself, took him to museums, the theater, and brought him books that opened his eyes to the art that lived all around him. Unfortunately, his mother had issues with mental health and was eventually hospitalized. The separation of the marriage at this point was extremely hard on Basquiat and led to a difficult road of troubled behavior and inconsistencies during his educational path. In 1974, his father, after getting a promotion, packed up the kids, he had two other sisters, and moved to Puerto Rico. They returned from Puerto Rico to Brooklyn in 1976. Moving back to Brooklyn, he enrolled in an alternative high school designed for gifted and talented children who found it difficult to take the traditional educational process. Here he met graffiti artist Al Diaz. They became very close friends and early artistic collaborators. At the age of 15, he proclaimed to his father, "Papa, I will be very famous one day." He began the SAMO, that's SAMO project in high school as a way of letting off steam. He and Diaz would spray paint SAMO and other writings, witty philosophical poems, as they put it. He dropped out of school at 17 before graduating and moved out of his father's home. His father did give him a little money to get started, but he actually ended up moving downtown, living with friends, and any place he could find. He started a band and mixed with the downtown club scene. He became a regular fixture at the Mud Club. He sold postcards and T-shirts to make some money, and his friends began throwing him out because he would actually paint on anything he could get his hands on, whether it was refrigerators, doors, boxes, and even clothes. So he began to notice that there were very few Black people downtown, and he was conflicted by the graffiti rap movement happening uptown. He met Keith Haring at the School of Visual Arts, and they became friends and collaborators. He saw Keith as a true graffiti artist, something that he felt he was not. Samo was the closest he had come to creating graffiti, but still not true to form. In 1980, he showed publicly for the first time at the Times Square show. This show legitimized the artists of the East Village club scene. He quit his band and went full force with his art after the show. His first solo artist show in the United States was at Anina Nosai Gallery and was a huge success. He began to become a celebrity, being represented by major art galleries, getting articles written about him. He was on magazine covers, both in New York and in Germany, and his career took off. Basquiat's work was of a very expressionistic form, combining words and symbols and graffiti styles. He made quite a few self-portraits, all speaking to his true anxieties, and depicting sort of his process through life. He also mixed some of his favorite jazz musicians, African American historical figures, sports personalities, and writers. He brought his original cartoon style, adding themes from Africa, Caribbean, Aztec, and Hispanic cultures. This period was classified as Neo Expressionism. At the age of 23, he befriended Andy Warhol, who became a collaborator and mentor to him. He was actually like his idol. The two worked together on a series of paintings before Warhol's death in 1987, which was followed shortly by Basquiat's own untimely passing a year later. Basquiat was a poet in paint, and through his scribbling, uncanny composition, strength in imagery, and use of color, he will always be appreciated by those who lose themselves in art. So today, we're going to do our own sort of self-portrait, combining sort of emotion and words and sort of, witty, philosophical kind of poems maybe in the background. So as I said, we're going to take our surface, our drawing surface is going to be either, it can be cardboard, it can be canvas, it can be a piece of brown paper that was underneath your painting surface. So it's going to be sort of a roughed up piece of paper that I hope that you'd already completed yesterday so that it's all dry. So this is going to be our surface. And so it's going to look like almost like a painter's drop cloth or something that was underneath your on your art table, or canvas, paper, what our drawing surface. So on that, we're going to do a sort of symbolistic portrait, and we're going to add some words and some other pieces, sort of, very abstract and sort of, expressionistic, as they say. And then we want to add in bright colors because he used very strong colors. He used very dark black images for his main portraits. His eyes were very large and hollow. He used a lot of teeth, and we're just going to play with it. So let's get started, and this should be a very fun and free project.